goes down in dynamic, it goes down in pitch also, and in chord. So can I hear the F and the...
Yeah, I have to tune
So, in this case, when we have this, we need to have a mellow, a quite dark intonation. So, not a very, very happy one. We need to have a sort of relaxed, sunny afternoon, bit tired, glass of wine type of intonation, yes? Good. And if you are a bit sort of, if you don't dare to touch the pedal or to change, what you always can do is you can start like this, and then you can play, you can just play a little bit more here, or try to find another place where maybe it sounds a bit better, you know, if you find it tricky to touch the pedal. But you can always try to find a place where you say, okay, now I have it, yeah? So, listen to the piano, correct it to exactly the right chord. Yes? Of course, when I play this one, it sounds higher than when I play this one. So also the speed of the beat will, but this is high level tuning, the speed of the beat will create more high overtones and it feels like it's sharper. But in this case, we just play very gentle sound, yes? Good, let's start again, please. There is action, the rhythm is there, but it's still like this kind of music. So this dampening is only disturbing it tremendously. Not necessary. Just well done. Not much comments. Good. What happened is when you went to you were too loud. Yeah, but you noticed. Good. So be careful there that the first forte is not too loud and that you can make the crescendo, because the crescendo is very nice in the end, you know. Sort of strange moment where he asks for the fortissimo, you see. You can see that in the score. You can see the score and says, okay, but I can do what all the timpanists do, you know, look at YouTube and they all copy each other, but I can also look what Tchaikovsky wants, and actually this A, fortissimo, is strange. Is the moment where he wants the timpani suddenly to sort of jump out of the music. I was when, there's another element. Timpani are actually drums. They're just bass drums. Or not? Yeah, this is bass drum. So, it means that it's a slow instrument. If you compare it to cars, it is a truck. You know, it is no, if you compare it to motorcycles, it's a Harley Davidson. No Yamaha, no. This kind of, so it means that it's a slow instrument, and it means that fast notes are easily disappearing on the drums. Now in this case, fast note is this ta-dam, that one. Now my teacher just said very simply, when you have the small notes, accent. And in a way he was right, but it's a bit simplistic. If you as a player, I noticed, I talked to other timpani players, and there was one very famous timpani player, his name was David Searcy. Everybody, did somebody, you hear from him?
Yeah.
From La Scala?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know him?
David, sorry?
David Searcy. He passed away. He was for a long time timpani player of the Munich Opera, State Opera. And then he went to La Scala, and he was actually an American, trained in Germany. And we meet him because I was doing the EUIO and he was doing the Gustav Mahler Orchestra, and you know, we had these auditions. So, but I noticed that we did a lot of things in common, and one of the things is that when we have the small notes, we play them with a strong hand. So in this case, I am right-handed. So I will not play. Instead of playing an accent, you know, it's a bit cheap way, but to play the small notes, the weak notes, with your strong hand is a very nice solution. Yeah? Goed. Yeah. Well, the thing is that there is you wrote in the Allegro con anima mezzo forte, but the thing is that if a conductor asks you to play less loud, it basically means that you are doing something wrong. And the conductor will talk in very simplistic terms to percussion and timpani. They will just say, too loud. You know. What you are doing is you are irritating by doing something which he doesn't like. Now, to play softer is maybe not a solution, but you must change the color of your playing. So in this case, for instance, more transparent, like I told you before, a bit lighter. Mm-hmm. Because if you want to take the dynamic down, you must make the energy more. If you take also the energy down, better not play. Because we are instruments that always give energy. Now, I can do one more thing. There is, I see, with a lot of German timpani players, I see the hand is always below the ring here. Mm-hmm. And apart from the fact that you can...
Yes, I hear that a lot.
That's logical, because they often play... Now, I can tell you, of course, I can see that now the tradition, the new tradition is that timpani players sit very low. Yeah? I think it started with Rainer to sit low, but you know, he was a fantastic timpani player. It did not matter at all if he was sitting high or low. I know the timpanists before him sat very high always. And of course everybody thinks, okay, this is a timpani player Berlin, this is the god.